that's all we've got time for this Disney time.
Yeah, we've had a great time, thanks to Mickey and Baloo and all our friends.
Yeah, and hope you have too. And we'll be seeing you in Aladdin, won't we?
That's right, and next week on Saturday Superstore. Have a great Christmas.
Bye.
Sarah Greene's now appearing in Dick Whittington at the Richmond Theatre.
An Anglo-Swedish competition on ice is presented in the Holiday Tuesday edition of It's a Christmas Knockout from Aviemore in Scotland.
That individuals of a democratic society can only barely comprehend. I do not believe, therefore, that the local commanders on the ground, men who have already suffered quite enough, should be punished for not fully comprehending the nature of today's terrorist threat. If there is to be blame, it properly rests here in this office and with this president. And I accept responsibility for the bad as well as the good.
American Marines in Beirut went on maximum alert again this afternoon when heavy artillery shells fell near their base at the airport. They don't know if they were the target or if they'd been caught in crossfire between Lebanese troops and Shiite Muslims fighting for control of the Shatila camp. No American casualties were reported. A member of the British peacekeeping force was slightly injured today, cut on the head by debris from an explosion in the port area of Beirut. One person has died and 3 were injured in a gas explosion in Paris. The blast in the early hours wrecked a 4-story house and ripped apart the upper floors of the building next door. 1 woman was found dead and 2 others were rescued. Then sniffer dogs and rescuers went in to look for people buried in the rubble. 3 were found, 1 seriously injured. The other 2 are suffering from shock. Now sport, and another busy day for soccer fans. First, a full roundup of the classified results with our sports correspondent, Jeremy Thompson.
Cannon League Division 1, Arsenal 1, Birmingham 1, Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 0, Liverpool 2, Leicester 2, Luton 0, West Ham 1, Manchester United 3, Notts County 3, Norwich 0, Ipswich 0, Southampton 1, Watford 0, Sunderland 3, West Brom 0, Wolves 3, Everton 0. Division 2, Brighton 1, Fulham 1, Carlisle 3, Newcastle 1, Charlton 1, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 2, Portsmouth 2, Derby 2, Cardiff 3, Huddersfield 1, Manchester City 3, Oldham 3, Leeds 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 2, Swansea 0, Shrewsbury 2, Division 3, Bolton 1, Oxford 0, Bradford City 6, Wigan 2. Bristol Rovers against Gillingham is an evening match. Exeter 1, Brentford 2, Newport 2, Plymouth 0, Orient 2, Bournemouth 0, Port Vale 2, Sheffield United 0, Rotherham 0, Hull 1, Scunthorpe 1, Preston 5, Southend 2, Lincoln 0, Walsall 1, Burnley 1, Wimbledon 4, Millwall 3, Division 4, Blackpool 1, Hartlepool 0, Chester 0, Mansfield 4, Chesterfield 1, Bury 5, Colchester 4, Aldershot 1, Darlington 1, Doncaster 2, Northampton 2, Peterborough 1, Reading 2, Torquay 2, Rochdale 1, Halifax 1. The Stockport against Hereford match is an evening kick-off. Swindon 0, Wrexham 1, York 1, Tranmere 1. The Scottish Premier Division, Celtic 1, Dundee United 1, Dundee 0, St Johnstone 1, Hibernian 0, Rangers 2, and finally Division 1, Airdrie 1, Meadowbank 2. And there were 2 extraordinary comebacks in the First Division. Liverpool, 2 down at home to lowly Leicester, needed goals by Sammy Lee in the end rush to salvage a 2-2 draw, leaving them on top. Manchester United 3-1 up against Notts County looked to have the game won, but Justin Fashanu put 2 past them in the second half to stop United going ahead of Liverpool, who still lead the table by 3 points. Behind those 2, Southampton won to go 3rd, and West Ham beat Luton, pushing them into 5th place. Elsewhere in the First Division, Charlie Nicholas's happy Christmas continued. He scored his first goal at Highbury after 1,157 playing minutes with the club, but it took a penalty to do it. In the second division, Chelsea could have gone top if Kerry Dixon hadn't had a disastrous day. Dixon scored 1 goal against Portsmouth, then missed 2 penalties and gave away a third as his team were held to a 2-2 draw. It left Sheffield Wednesday 2 points clear despite their second defeat in 2 days. Manchester City beat Huddersfield to overtake Newcastle, who lost at Carlisle. Well, Ian Botham played again for Scunthorpe United and once more against the wishes of the cricket bosses. Tonight, though, he must be wishing he hadn't bothered. Botham was booked. He gave away his first goal as his team were thrashed 5-1 by Preston North End.
That's the news so far tonight. Our late news is at 8:45. See you then.
Now, here's the weather news for the Thames area. Tonight is going to be mostly cloudy and dry and very mild. Minimum temperatures 10 centigrade, 50 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, same story really. Cloudy, dry, very mild. Maximum temperatures 12 centigrade, 54 Fahrenheit. The winds will be mainly southwesterly, moderate or fresh, perhaps strong for a time. Now, our next programme is the classic story of mole, rat, badger and toad. It's The Wind in the Willows.
K-Tel introduced new double-sider computer games. When you've escaped the horrors of Dracula's tomb, flip over and try your skill in It's Only Rock and Roll. K-Tel double-sider computer games. Choose from these 3 K-Tel double-siders for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, or these 2 for the Commodore VIC-20. K-Tel double-sider computer games. For £6.95, you'll get twice the fun with 2 games on 1.
RCA presents Bucks Fizz Greatest Hits. 10 top hits and more on one great album, and the chance to win a Mini.
Now, Thames presents a full-length adaptation from Cosgrove Hall of Kenneth Grahame's immortal story, The Wind in the Willows.